This is a picture of the Last Supper, a fresco painting made by Leonardo da Vinci in the year of 1494. This specific image is from the website The Sacred Page. Leonardo da Vinci was an Italian artist, scientist, and inventor. Born in 1452 in Florence, da Vinci was born in the Renaissance and grew up to be an archetype of a Renaissance man. This means that da Vinci was intensely curious, artistic, and ingenious in many ways at his time. Although not a devout Christian, he took great interest in religious study and art, creating a few extremely famous religious art pieces during his time. One of these was the shown painting, The Last Supper. Da Vinci's extreme talent utilized with his mind for design creates a strikingly beautiful and emotional art adaptation of the Last Supper gospel passage. We can use this image to help analyze and understand the gospel on a deeper and more personal viewpoint. The Last Supper is a passage inside Luke's Gospel where Jesus celebrates his last Passover, more specifically his Last Supper, with his disciples. Passover is a commemoration of the exodus of the Israelite slaves from Egypt and is usually celebrated with a feast. During the meal, Jesus reveals that he will die very soon and is going to create fulfillment in the kingdom of God. This shocks the disciples, as you can see in their expressions. Following the shocking news, Jesus proclaims that bread shall represent his body and wine shall represent his blood, both of which he is sacrificing for his followers in the form of his death. Bread is the heart and body of traditional Jewish meals, and wine is used in sacrifices and offerings to kings in Jewish culture. So Jesus creates symbolism in his usage of bread as his body and wine as his blood. Wine is a clear statement of Jesus' body being given as a sacrifice or a tax for saving and bringing peace to his followers. The symbolism reminds people in the past and the present that without bread, our lives would be starved and empty, just as life without Jesus. This piece of art clearly demonstrates the gospel passage. Luke, the evangelist, wrote mostly for an audience of Gentiles. Although it may seem that only Jewish people would be able to relate to a gospel passage discussing Passover, Jesus proclaims around the end of the passage that he will create a new covenant in his blood. In this, Jesus has just created a promise for all men, regardless of religious background. This sort of openness Jesus demonstrates is very attractive for Gentiles. Jesus has succeeded in catering to a large variety of readers.